Hey guys, the Sports Entertainer here, back with some more wrestling news. Join us as the Sports Entertainer looks at all the breaking wrestling news and rumors you need to know, including Brock Lesnar is returning to WWE, Bray Wyatt going into the 2024 Hall of Fame, a legend says Vince McMahon's allegations won't affect his legacy, and much more. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you never miss out on an episode. First up, WWE women's stars had tears in their eyes leaving Vince's room. Now some shocking comments were made by former WWE manager Zeb Coulter or Dutch Mantell regarding the Vince McMahon trafficking allegations, and here's the latest on what Dutch had to say on Sports Key to Wrestling's Smack Talk podcast about Vince. And it's definitely all bad to say the least, quote, "The only sad thing about it is that everybody knew it. Everybody. It was common knowledge when I was in WWE what was going on. The girls told me what was going on. It started, of course, with Rita Chatterton was her name, and that was before it was so well known. He'd pull them in a room and close the door. Of course, he did that with everybody, the guys too. He would get them women in there, and I guess the term is groom them, I guess. He would get them ready for what might be possibly coming their way, and they would leave the room with tears in their eyes, some of them, not all of them. He would upset them that badly. Of course, they were told to keep it quiet. I'd even ask about it. I said, "Are you okay?" They went, "Yeah, I'm okay," and they'd have tears in their eyes. What happened? I don't want to talk about it. We'll leave it like that, but I think whatever he did upset them to such a degree that they would come out of the room with tears in their eyes. You can use your imagination on that. I don't know what happened, but some of those girls cooperated, I guess. Just awful stuff to hear, man, and it seems like there's a new shocking Vince McMahon story coming out every week since those Janelle Grant allegations were released. Next up, legend says Vince's allegations won't affect his legacy. Now, speaking of Vince McMahon, there was another shocking story about Vince, and while these latest allegations from Janelle Grant have effectively caused WWE to cut all ties to Vince McMahon, Hall of Famer and legend Jim Ross believes that while these allegations will have some effect on Vince's legacy, they at least won't have an earth-shattering effect on his legacy, with good old JR revealing this on his podcast recently, quote, "Well, it'll affect it to some degree, but it won't be earth-shattering, it won't be a big seismic change, because he's still Vince McMahon, he still built this amazing company that many of us in different forms of pro wrestling are still celebrating, still playing off. I just think it's time for all of us to move on and find happier days, and build from there, but you'll never be able to take away what Vince built and how he's helped a lot of people. I mean, a lot of guys that are making a living in pro wrestling right now can look at it any way they choose, but if they're being realistic, they look in the mirror and see Vince McMahon staring them right in the face, because he was the catalyst that created all this change and the incomes going up and all those things. So I just wish it was over. I just wish we had moved on and all these issues are settled and we have moved on to happier days, cause I think that's what the business in the world needs is happier days, and we still get that with the old WWE memories, at least I do. I'm very thankful I had a chance to work there. I'm even more thankful I have a chance to work for Tony Khan now in AEW. So it's all good, man. It's all good, Conrad. We have to build on the positives, and that's what I'm trying to do at this stage of my life and my health situation. It's important for me to build on the positives, and that's what I'm trying to do. Jim Ross also addressed Vince's recent big sale of his TKO stock, quote, "Lots of change afloat, and personally I'll be glad when the winds of change sweep on through. I'm tired of it. It's embarrassing in a lot of ways that it's happened this way. It's affected a lot of innocent people. That's my take on it, I might be wrong, but it's time to move on. It's time to move on and cause some rest and peace for some people, but it's time to move on, in my opinion, and I just never believed that Vince would allow his company to get this out of control, and it has, and I feel bad about that, because I know how much the WWE meant to Vince. I'm sure I still do to some degree. So anyway, it's time. Let's go. Let's move on. Let's rewind it, cast the hook in the water one more time, and try and see if we can't get something more positive. Let us know if you guys agree with Jim Ross's take here regarding Vince's allegations, and do you believe JR is right that these latest allegations won't have an earth-shattering effect on McMahon's legacy? I mean, Vince is essentially banned from any mention in WWE, so it does seem like they're already having a big effect, but let us know your take on this down in the comments section below. Next up, Brock Lesnar is returning to WWE. Now, there is some news that suggests perhaps WWE are considering to bring back the Beast incarnate Brock Lesnar to programming, because this bit of news was revealed yesterday by SE Scoops regarding Brock's status in WWE. Quote, WWE's official website updated their roster today, and Brock Lesnar's name is back on the list. He was removed from the list and placed on the alumni page before. Now he is on the current roster once again. The company removed Lesnar from all future creative plans. Nothing was being pitched for him, but you never know if this new development is a sign that his hiatus could be coming to an end. The company took efforts to erase Brock Lesnar from history after his name was attached to Janelle Grant's lawsuit. He was also removed from WWE 2K24 as a playable character, although his model and data are still in the game files. Do you guys believe Brock will be coming back to WWE soon, and that him being added back to the current roster list on their official website is a sign of what's to come? And if so, who should Brock feud with when and if he returns in the near future? Gunther seems like an obvious choice for sure. Next up, Bray Wyatt going into the 2024 Hall of Fame. There's no doubt the Hall of Fame is getting a lot of attention as of late, with Paul Heyman already revealed as an inductee for 2024's class, along with the US Express's Mike Rotunda, and Barry Windham along with Bull Nakano, and one name that a lot of fans want to see included in the Hall of Fame this year is the late Bray Wyatt, and it makes all the sense in the world considering Bray's father Mike Rotunda and Uncle Barry Windham are going into the Hall of Fame this year. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer Radio recently said that he's surprised they haven't announced Bray Wyatt for the Hall of Fame yet, with Dave's reasoning being, quote, I'm surprised they haven't announced Bray Wyatt. It's his family, you know, Barry's his uncle, and Mike's his dad. So maybe that's part of the synergy. They should induct Bray Wyatt, absolutely they should. He was the first guy I thought of when they were doing this year. Let us know if you guys believe Bray Wyatt should go into the WWE Hall of Fame this year, and if not, why do you think it's too soon? Next up, LA Knight frustrated heading into WrestleMania 40. Now, LA Knight was recently interviewed by Gorilla Position, and Knight was asked as to whether or not he's frustrated about not being in the title picture heading into WrestleMania this year, with Knight revealing, quote, yes, yeah. So I look at my career in a sense of 2023 in all reality should never have happened the way it happened. That was insanity. That was crazy how, I mean, literally, legitimately, there were no plans for me until the Royal Rumble. There was nothing. I was there because I was trusted to be good enough to hang with Bray and make him look good. I think I did that, but in the process, my God did a light shine. But for whatever reason, there were plans for me after that. For things to go the way that they did in the last year is amazing, but I get all these congratulations and everybody's like, you've done so much. I'm like, I have, but everything that I've done from a career standpoint, pretty good. But from a merit standpoint, from a standpoint of adding to the resume saying, hey, this guy's been an Intercontinental Champion, this guy's been a United States Champion, this guy's been a United States Champion, this guy's been a WWE Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble winner, any of that stuff, I really don't have anything to hang my hat on in that regard. While LA Knight might not be in the title picture going into WrestleMania 40, do you believe Knight should be pushed back up the card into title contention after the Showcase of the Immortals is over and done with? Well guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you'll never miss out on an episode. Finally, if you haven't already, give us a follow on Twitter at TSE Wrestling, and we will see you guys in the next video.